Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we've got three guns on the table: defensive, revolvers, and old school. And we got some old school and some new school in here. What I wanted to go over today, answer the question of why all of my guns are bobbed. Why don't these things have hammers? So let's talk about what we have here. We've got the brand new Kimber K6 XS, which is their ultralight K6 series. We've got a 80s Ruger Security 6, and we've got a 2017, I want to say, 340 PD. These are two ultralights, and this is not an ultralight. This is a hefty boy. So what we've got three guns on the table. Now, revolvers, typically guns like this, single, double action, they can fire from two modes, right? We can cock the hammer back, shoot it in single action, or we can just pull the trigger and the cylinder's going to turn, hammer's going to come back, fall forward, ignite the charge, bullet goes down and out the bore. So why would anybody bob the hammer off of this thing, cut it off? And why is that a thing? Well, there's a few different answers for that, right? There's some stuff that is pretty obvious right off the hop, and then some stuff that's a little bit more clandestine, so to speak. But with these guns like this, in the context of self-defense, we're not producing this handgun from a state. We need to produce this in a hurry, right? Our job when it comes to handguns for self-defense is specifically to produce our handgun as quickly as possible and place an accurate shot with it. So in the context of self-defense, we're not really pulling this hammer back, right? We're not coming hauling this out of wherever it is and then cocking the hammer and then shooting the gun. We're just pulling it out, placing our shot, pulling the trigger, right? The other thing is snag factor, right? Typically this Security 6 would have a hammer spur that's stuck off the back here, and we'd be able to cock this back. This one has been bobbed, right? All part of my what I do to how my defensive guns work. So this one actually has, not only has it been bobbed, but it actually has a trigger stop. So this has got a positive stop. We can pull this back, and then once the hammer falls from the double action sear, it can't go back any farther, which gives us a really nice positive stop, positive feel. Adds to our shooting experience and accuracy. So this hammer spur that's sticking off the back is also something that could potentially invite some kind of snag factor, right? With pulling this out from clothing, from concealment with clothing, right? There's an obvious snag factor there. Now this old Security 6 is actually pretty smooth on the draw. It's really not too bad. Doesn't have too high of a snag factor. There's a third reason for that, and that's kind of where these fully shrouded guns come in. We're going to get to these in a second, but if I were to be in a fight with somebody and had to produce this gun in a compromised way, I could potentially produce this and still be able to place an accurate shot with it, regardless of my hand position. Is it pretty? No. Is the gun going to go off? Yes. Right? So this leads us further down the rabbit hole into some of these fully shrouded guns, right? There's a hammer inside of here, but there's no hammer that we can cock or touch at all. And the reason for that, so now all we need to be able to do is, as long as the cylinder will rotate, the gun's going to go off, right? So why that is because if we're placing a shot, and we're placing a shot from concealment, maybe from inside a pocket or from inside our clothes, we don't want anything to get snagged in there and potentially hang this whole situation up. We want to be able to place an accurate shot and make sure that the gun is reliable, right? So more on that is that if this is, say, in a jacket pocket, All we need this to do is to rotate and the gun will go off. We don't have a reciprocating slide. We don't have a slide that's going back and forth. It's going to eat out the pocket, right? Nothing to get caught, no problem. We could fire all 5 shots. At least that's the case in this 340 PD, but we could fire all 5 rounds from concealment with this. We don't actually have to produce the gun at all. So revolvers do have a place certainly in the self-defense context, as they do offer some reliability and some more concealability. This is Kimber's new K6 XS, which is their ultralight series. It's very comfortable. I'm in the middle of transitioning from this 340 PD to this XS, and we'll sort of get into the reasons why I'm doing that in another video. But I really wanted to get these out here and really answer the question of why hammer bobs are a thing, why none of my guns have hammers on them, and why exactly snub nose and super concealable revolvers don't have any exposed hammers at all. So guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. If you liked the video, like the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.